Hey everybody, this is Geek Eric, and I am in Hangzhou, China, the home of Dragonwell tea, and the home of the Tea Research Institute, which is behind me. Well, one of the buildings is behind me. I'm staying here for 3 months to collect some data, to do some research as part of my PhD. And I've been here for about a week so far, and I just have some video clips that I thought I'd show you that you might enjoy. So yeah, here they are. So I'm just taking a morning stroll. I'm super jet lagged, so my brain thinks it's 6 p.m., but it's 6 a.m. And I didn't sleep that well last night because I'm staying in the dorms the same dorms that the migrant tea pickers are staying in, and so I got woken up by them at like 2:30 a.m. because that's when they wake up apparently, which is crazy. And I'm just going for a morning stroll now. Now it's like 6 though, so I did stay in bed for a while and unpacked. But now I'm just walking down the street to Fansun Village to go get some water because there's no drinking water in my room, and there's drinking water in the offices, but nobody's awake yet. So I figured I'd just go buy some if the store's open, and then head back for breakfast. So here's another field, just a few minutes down the road. Somebody taking a morning stroll up there too. And this is all planted with a variety called Zhongcha 108, which is like China Tea 108. And that's a variety that was developed by the Tea Research Institute here where I'm staying. And so it's just a whole field of a demonstration field, although they probably also picked this. It's probably owned by this Long Jing company that's mostly across the street there, so that's where we were before. And that's Fansun Village over that way, where I'm headed to go buy some water because nobody's awake in the office and I can't get any drinking water yet. So this is a different field. This is Long Jing 43, which is another variety that was developed at the Tea Research Institute here in Hangzhou. And I'll just get a close-up here, show you. This is what the tea pickers are going after. These beautiful buds. So that is going to turn into some really great dragonwell tea. Here's the army of this morning's pickers heading across the street. They're staying at the dorms at the Tea Research Institute. And right across the street we have Langguan farm. And wow, there's a lot of them. These ladies were awake at 2:30 a.m. for the first round of picking, I think. I don't know, I didn't wake up to see what they were doing, but there was a lot of shouting at 2:30 a.m. And now they're headed back. So now they're splitting off into two groups. You can see just the hats sticking up above the fields over there. That's a cool image, I think. Just a bunch of hats floating along. And the rest of them are going up the road, maybe just to the other end of the farm, or maybe to a different farm. I'm not sure. There's farms all along this road. This is Mailing Road, Mailing South Road. So I'm at Langguan Tea Company now, and here is where they're processing Long Jing tea. They're doing the kill green step here, and Professor Han just explained to me that there's two parts of the kill green step. The first one denatures the enzymes, but then there's still a really high moisture content. He said about 40% moisture after that's done. And then they go back in the same pans with a different technique and probably a lower temperature, I'm guessing, although I didn't ask him that, to remove the rest of the moisture. And so these woks are about 240 degrees Celsius, and so you have to be really skilled to not burn your hands while you're doing this. So their hands are on top of the tea leaves, and the tea leaves are protecting them, protecting their hands from the heat.
Producing oolong, they harvest more each time. So these are these tiny little buds, right? But in the oolong, you're getting about this much.
Okay.
And then they put it in these trays to dry in these kind of flat ones like this. and then they will just go shake it, right? So that'll dry it out over time.
And that
then
bruises the
shake it
leaves
every
too.
Hour or something like this?
I don't know how often they were shaking it, but
No,
probably.
they were shaking for several times, 4
Yeah.
or 5 times. So every time you after shaking and you put again.
Okay.
So sometimes overnight.
And that's
Okay. So a long period, you'll shake it and then you let it go for a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
period.
yeah, yeah.
and for oolong that's done before this step so that you do get oxidation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Really?
partially oxidation, 30%.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but this is a 0% oxidation.
This is all so complicated.
Yeah. If the temperature is high, for example, if today is more than 20 degrees, it grows very faster, and then you haven't time to plucking,
Yeah.
so it's bigger, and then the quality will be going down.
Okay, so this is perfect temperature,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Today.
Yeah, this is the perfect temperature. Yeah.
This is a machine for grating the tea. It's just a fan inside this box, and they put the tea in the top. The lighter broken pieces get blown out the end to this basket, and sort of the medium-sized bits get dropped in the middle, and the heaviest bits get dropped back where they're scooping out of, I think. Or maybe that's the highest grade, I'm not sure. I think that's the starting material. But yeah, really simple device.